What is going on, guys? Welcome to Happy Hour Live. I am Dave, and I've been having some trouble tonight. I'm not even going to lie. I think I have sound. Can you guys hear me okay? Hopefully, you can hear me all right. And we're going to see if we can't pull this off. There was no way I was going to let another week go by and not have another live. It's been one campground after the next, and it just the nature of the beast. Apparently, getting out to Florida, and I will not complain about the weather. The weather has been absolutely fantastic. You may see some cars driving behind me here. I'm right on the road. I'm at not just Trace Thousand Trails, but I'm not actually staying here. I've just got a day pass to come in, and I had sunlight when I was originally trying to have this. I know it was a little early for everybody, but yeah, I had some sound issues. Had to push it back 15 minutes, and then I had to push it back another 45 minutes. So we're going to see if we can't pull this off. It looks like you guys can hear me okay, and good to see you guys again. So I've got my alien mug going tonight. So I got that in my water bottle right there. Oh my God. Did everybody survive the elections? You just had to survive it. That was it. No more phone calls. All the phone calls stopped. They stop with their polls. They stop with the emails. I do not miss that. I do not miss that. So win or lose, whether your person won or not, I'm glad that you guys are here, and let's go ahead. We got a little bit of news, but a couple of videos. I don't have a lot, so we may cut it short, but I have good signal here. So good news is by next Sunday, I will be back in here. And we'll probably be doing the live from here for the next 2 Sundays, including the end of month. And we've got Thanksgiving coming up. I do have a turkey, guys. It's just gonna be little old me this year. Oh, I got a gremlin. Okay. Now our lights back on. Can you stay on? We can stay on. Okay. Guys, I am telling you, I've got a gremlin. I've got the power station is giving me fits. That's what's shutting off our lights here. I have a washer dryer that is not working. And then tonight, for some mystical, magical reason, my microphone did not want to work either on the laptop or the one that I plug in. I've got a little mic that I used to use on the GoPro. It has a little plug-in and a little fuzzy, and I plugged it into the laptop, and I thought that's all I got. So I'm glad that you guys can hear me, and I want this gremlin to leave right away, please. Really? You can't make this up. Hey, let's say hello to Dawn right there, first in the house, followed by Bill. He's right there. I'm gonna give Bill a little, because Bill and Dawn are usually the first in the house. Sometimes Jenny tries to get in there, but you're going to be hard pressed to beat those two right there. So glad to have you guys here. Going on down the list, yeah, we were fighting some mics, so you guys had a little bit of time there. Tom and Lori RV Life, they're in the house. Glad to have you here. I saw X fired up Cracker Box Palace. That's Bill, if you didn't know, right there. Let's see. Next exit into the house, there's Mr. Bob. I saw Miss Pearl in here somewhere too. She's here. Finally, my time right there. How's it going? Well, good to have everybody here. If I missed you, I apologize. I'm screening through because you guys had darn near an hour to chat while I tried to fix the problems there. And I think we've got it. I think we've got it. I had Miss Bonnie here for 2 weeks, and we tried to pull off the live sassy pants for you. There she is, and I think Miss Bonnie's there. She is. Desert Gypsy is in the house as well. Everybody say hi to Miss Bonnie. She is recovering from a knee replacement surgery, and she's actually over there with Miss Jen right now. And just got to talk to her earlier today. She is doing good and in good spirits. So if anything I can say, boy, that is surgery I don't want to go. Nobody wants to go through surgery, but that's one that I don't want to go through. And she had to do it twice, folks. My hat's off to her. My hat's off to her. So, guys, man, oh man, we have a heck of a year coming up here. Just a little bit of news I've been seeing. 2025 came up. They've been warning us. California has been warning us, but they are going to, as of I don't know if that takes place January 1st. Maybe you guys can say or not. No more big diesel pusher engines. No more diesel trucks. There, you can buy a used one, but you can't buy a new one. And I can only imagine how that is affecting the RV industry right now. I've seen a couple of videos out there, and they are just heartbreaking because a lot of dealers out there are not sure what their product is going to be come this following year. They are trying to get a waiver or get this put off for a little bit longer, but folks, I tell you, it's California that they're getting serious about it. So we're losing our generators, we're losing our big diesel pusher coaches, and the dealerships down there are saying if it's not sitting on their lot right now, they're not going to be able to order anything. There is no EV solution for RV motorhomes. So it's going to be interesting. What are you going to have to do if you live in California? If that's where you call home, that's where your work is, you're not going to be able to buy at least a new motorhome. Now, I don't know how this is going to affect the used market, but it sounds like from the videos that I watch from the dealerships, they're saying that they've got some used, and that is probably what they're going to end up having to do. And strange times. So I don't know. We'll see how that one plays out. So I think I think that Trump coming into office has pledged that he is going to drop all of the EV mandates that were enacted over the last 4 years, and we can only hope that that'll help California out. I don't know if it will or not, because that's a state thing, and no idea how that one's gonna play out. But I don't have, let's see if I can find it, stayed at some really nice, since I saw you guys last. Yeah, Newsom is nuts. I'm going to agree with you right there. That's who they voted for, Don. And that's the way that this country is supposed to work. And if you don't like the way that your state votes and the way that your state people office, or you leave the state, that's your two choices right there. But they've got who they voted for, and I wish them luck. It's interesting times coming up for California, so I'm keeping my eye on it. I don't do a lot in California because of all of the craziness going on there, and I can only imagine I'm not the only one, guys. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know what that is going to do for their tourism. Even the people coming into their state. So I stay clear of it, guys. I do not go to California. So yeah, people of California, yeah, it's, Newsom is one person. It took millions of people to vote him into office. So yeah, Newsom is all hat and no cattle. Yeah, there you go. There's one for Miss Bonnie right there. She could probably relate. I'm not sure what you're saying there, Bob, but I bet Bonnie does. So there you go. Yeah, the cities voted for him. I have to agree. There is kind of a problem. I've felt it in Washington, Oregon, California. Guys, we don't have any blue states. What we have is blue cities, and unfortunately, those blue cities make up um, uh, the voting public of that state and what they vote for. So yeah, problem is most of them heading to Arizona. You're right on there. I saw it happen to Oregon, and I saw it happen to Washington. And you go into Oregon, you're talking about Portland, Salem, Eugene, that west side, and they pretty much set the pace for the rest of the state. And the rest of the state predominantly is red. There's a couple of outliers there, but for the most part, Washington, no different. California, San Francisco, LA, and there's a lot of red counties in California, but so yeah, they're headed to Texas as well. Yeah, I agree, and that's how it started, guys. That's how it started. So I don't know what's going to happen with that. There is something very unbalanced feeling, but again, that's the way our states are set up to work, and if you don't like what's happening in your state, you vote it out. And if you don't like the way what's being happening there, or what is happening there, then your only choice is to pull out of the state, or you just live with it. So 30 years I lived with it in Oregon, and I've just seen it go downhill for that last 30 years. So kind of a mess. You know what I don't see? You get out here to Tennessee, and I've been, in Tennessee for almost a month now. And one thing that Bonnie and I noticed as we're driving around, we went and saw St. Louis. We went and saw the Arch, and just some great trips, some great places to go and see. But boy, I'll tell you, people here do the speed limit. You don't see a lot of people doing 80 miles an hour in a 55. And I have noticed that mostly. I had to go to get this mic about 7 miles away where I'm at, and I did 55, and it was a 50-mile-an-hour highway going back to where I was at, and I was nervous. And you talk to some of the locals here, and they'll tell you the police will pull you over for 2 miles an hour over the speed limit. So that's, and you can tell it. You can absolutely tell it. You get on the roads here. So kind of feels good because I do not speed, with the exception of running to go get microphones. I don't speed. So I'm typically under the speed limit, sometimes 10, 15 miles an hour. I'm just not going to do it. I won't do 80 miles an hour going down that. Miss Bonnie might. A lot of people might. I'll hold it at 65. I keep it at 65. And yeah, if it's 70, 75, 80, yeah, I'll let them go. But it is noticeable. You get into, especially the rural areas, it's quite interesting. So, yeah. Nice. Yeah, you guys are talking about the football. Gosh, we haven't talked about football. Before I lose you, let's do some touching up real quick and see if we can't cover. Remove that. see if we can't go over. They're very strict on it, and that's where I'm at. Is at Natchez Trace Parkway. I'm learning about that now, staying here, and I, it is a fascinating area, guys. I'll tell you what. I've stayed in. I'm a history nerd. I like that, uh, uh, and I see right now where I'm at is Meriwether Lewis campground, and it's right by a memorial where he actually died and is buried. And I learned some things about Meriwether Lewis that I didn't know before since being here. And one of the things is that he was he died right there where he's very close to where he's buried, within 150 yards. And they've built a replica building of what used to stand there, called Grinders Stand, and a family called the Grinders owned the place. And he was found in his room with a gunshot wound to his chest and one in his head, and they ruled it a suicide. So, back to light behind you. Oh, yep, I sure can. Thank you for that. There we go. Absolutely. Yeah, if you don't mention it, sometimes I don't notice that I'm reading what you guys got there, what you're typing in, and I appreciate the comments. So thank you there, Miss Pearl. And yeah, it was ruled a suicide, and I guess it has been. There's been a lot of documentaries and talk about that since, and kind of an interesting story. So I won't go into it too much because I don't know everything about it. But yeah, there's a lot of people say that he was actually murdered, and don't I don't murder or suicide, one or the other. But if you don't know who Meriwether Lewis is, you've heard of Lewis and Clark. Yeah, he was actually on his way back to Washington, D.C. To update his trip across the country, and kind of explain the money that they spent going all the way out and making that expedition. So he never made it there. Never made it there. So I did not know that. I did not know that, and that's one of the things that I love about going to these places and seeing these places, is because we were taught so very briefly in history class back in school, but then you go out and see these places and you hear all of the stories, and you get the rest of the story, you might say. So I really love that stuff. So but there is the Natchez Trace, and the Natchez Trace Parkway, which goes way back. It actually was. It has history of the native Indians, and even before that, possibly prehistoric. I haven't seen that, but I've heard it, and I'd be kind of interested to find out more about that. But fascinating area, really like it. So. But I was gonna show you the last place that I was at was down by Memphis, and stayed there. That was 1,000 Trails, guys. That's down there by Memphis, and quite the place. Quite the place. It's a little hard to explain, but it is run down to the point that they have entire wings, um, entire sections that have overgrown and grown in. They haven't used them in forever. And you get in there, I'm not going to say it's a bad park. It just very underutilized. And I managed to have full hookups, and it was almost like being there by myself. There were at varying over the 2 weeks that I was there. there was never more than 4 people, RVers in the park. Now they had another section that had some annuals there, but I've never quite seen 1,000 trails like it. It was the best I could explain it. Compare it to, it's like boondocking with hookups. So it was quite something. But there was, let's see if I can find the video here. And while we go over the football, so we're going to go back over the football here really quick, because that way, if I get cut off, gosh, I don't want to miss another week of that. So we're already about 11 weeks. Are we 11 weeks in? What? Gosh darn, let's just go ahead and take a look here. So there's the top of your leaderboard as it stands right now. Mr. Gary right there, just talked to him today, and I think he's got some trouble coming his way. We're going to go and look at his scores and see what he's doing this week. Life with Lenny, that's Miss Angela right there holding the number 2 spot. Number 3 spot, Cowboy Biker Adventures, Dawn. I think Don's got some trouble coming this week as well. So there's going to be some big changes, hopefully. Wandering Stars, Don is also having some trouble. We're going to see some moves there. And Flying Monkeys, I can't remember if that's Howard or Cindy, but that's HC Carefree Highway. Rounding up number 6 is Lenny there at the Hard Yard. That's Life with Lenny. That's Lenny and Angela. Miss Jen right there, number 7. Smoke Eaters, number 8. Look at me way down here. I'm holding out the number 9 position right next to Miss Bonnie down there at the bottom. Guys, I cannot win a game to save my life. I don't know what it is. I just have not been having a good season this year, and I've been trying to make some changes. I've been trying to do some things, but let's go back here real quick to week 8. Gary taking the win for week 8 over yours truly here. Miss Bonnie taking a loss to Jen right there. And these are some pretty close games, guys. The Hard Yard taking the win over Dawn Wandering Stars, and Cowboy Biker Adventures getting the win over Miss Cindy right there, and Life with Lenny, Miss Angela over Howard, I believe it was. Smoke Eaters taking out weekend. Week 9, we'll go on over here to week 9, and we had Life with Lenny taking a narrow win over Miss Cindy right there, boosting him up on the leader poll. Smoke Eaters, see if we can get over there. Smoke Eaters, that is Mr. Howard right there against the Hard Yard. Lenny, Life with Lenny. Lenny has been he's been doing pretty good this year. I got to give him credit. So he must be getting some tips from Angela is what I'm thinking. But let's go over here and see Dawn taking a win over Miss Bonnie by narrowly 3 points right there. Not a big win, but taking the win nonetheless. Wandering Stars, and you go up against Gary. Gary has it going on this week, this season. He was leading last season. Don't know how he's. Give him credit. Good job, Gary. I talked to him this morning and I said, you're not having a good week this week. And he said, oh, is it Sunday? Is it super? Is it football? Yeah, it's football, Gary. So Sassy Bands for you, beating me out again. Not very many points, but still a win is a win. And Miss Jen had said she was going to try to hold on to that number 10 spot. Well, she's moved up from 10 to 7. I don't think she's going to give it up. I think she likes the winning here. Last week, let's catch you up with last week. Last week, Wandering Stars took the win again over me. I just can't seem to win a game, guys. Sassy Pants for You taking the win over Don, Cowboy Biker Adventures. There's Mr. Gary right there, the one to watch. He is leading the leaderboard in the number one position, taking the win over Mr. Howard. Desert Gypsy taking a loss to Life with Lenny. Miss Angela, again, everybody has been playing really good this year. And Flying Monkeys taking the win right there over Lenny. So both of them 5-5, 5-5 going into this week. This is how we're standing right now. And if you're watching the games and kind of keeping track of what's happening, remember, nothing is settled until Tuesday after the Monday night game. I know there's a lot of players playing Monday night. So Desert Gypsy right now has a projected win over Lenny with Life with Lenny there. And there's Mr. Gary right there, not doing very well this week. He's running 108 points. He's got a projected 134 to Miss Cindy's projected 152. So I don't think this is going to be Gary's week. And we will just have to see on Tuesday. Close game, Life with Lenny against Miss Jen, Sassy Pants for You. We got 113 projected. 109 projected. They both have playing time left. That's a tight game. We'll see how that one plays out. Smoke Eaters, Mr. Howard right there. He has just got it going on. 154 is his projection right now. Don right here, not far from his projection. That's not looking good for Mr. Don there. And how am I doing right here? Well, Don, I think you're going to be taking a loss this week. I'm just going to predict. I could not have predicted how you go from a losing season like I've been doing to everybody has been playing this week. That's all I can say against Don Cowboy Biker Adventures. Don, it's not looking good for you this week. So you can see that right on up the line. So I'm holding out hope that I'm actually going to get win number 4 out of the season, maybe lift me out of that number 9 spot right there. So here's where we are right now as we're standing. Gary, Life with Lenny, Cowboy Biker Adventures, Dawn with Wandering Stars, Flying Monkeys, and the Hard Yard taking up the top 6 spots. These are your ones to watch. These are going to be your playoff contenders right here. So I'm still right there. I'm trying to get out of that numbers 9 spot, and I wish I could get up there by where Dawn is at, but I don't know. I don't think that's going to happen, Dawn. I think you're going to be fighting it out here coming up on the on the playoffs. So all right, well, let's go ahead and stop that. So yeah, we got caught up right there. So yeah, 11 weeks. Yeah, we're at week 11, and yeah, I am like Harris. Well, there you go. Not usually, Don, but I don't know. Everybody on your team is taking a nap this week, and I just happen to have some players coming out and doing good. So it's been a lot of fun, and looking forward to the next few weeks. We'll see what happens. So. I'll go ahead and mention it because I think, but yeah, so next week will be our open mic night. That'll be the 24th, and looking forward to anybody that wants to come on and join. That I guess will be our pre-Thanksgiving pre-Thanksgiving show. So look forward to seeing everybody there. It looks like we only have 30 days in this month, so we're going to be to the 1st of next month by the time that 2 weeks rolls around. So yeah, next week, definitely look forward to open mic night. I like seeing everybody out there. So let's see if I can show you. I've got I don't have anything edited, so it's unedited video, but I'll go ahead and see if I can't find go to that one right there. Guys, I've seen every kind of critter out here. I have seen every kind of critter out here. It's been I have seen deer, I have seen armadillos. And I'm from the West Coast. I'm not used to armadillos. I had an armadillo walk up on me during the night at this next park I'm going to show you. That's where I was at. And then even driving back and coming back here, I saw 2 of the little critters. I actually had to avoid hitting one of them on the road. And you know what? I'm not used to the critters that are walking around down here in the South, which I'm gonna put it out there right now. It is South, right? We're, when you're in Tennessee, you're in the South. And I had that conversation. I believe Miss Bonnie brought it up, and she said, "No, it's the Midwest." I said, "Oh no, it's not. It's the South." So we went back and forth jokingly about that a couple times, and I said, "No, it's the South." So let me know if I'm wrong on that. But I see a yes, yeah. So have I had any luck with my? Have I had any? Let's see. I can't go to the comments, but have I had any luck with the reservation of the Keys? No, I've got a little insider track possibly on the Keys, but I have not been able to make any reservations down on the Keys. So I had a big coyote. Now, see, that's the kind of critter that I know. I had a big coyote walk by my RV front door about 10 feet away, 5:15, 4 days ago, and it got on my camera. Yeah, I get critters on the camera. I've had a raccoon. But I don't know these critters, and I had to stand back a little bit when an armadillo. Can armadillos, can they bite you? I don't know anything about armadillos, but here I was faced with an armadillo 5 feet away. So Bonnie says it wasn't me. Yeah. Yeah, Jen, it could have been Miss Jen. Yeah, it could have been. Well, somebody was arguing, saying it was the Midwest, and I said, no, it's not. It's the South. Is it? No, it's the Midwest. I think it's mid. No, I think you're wrong. No. Don't worry about an armadillo. Now, Don knows because he's down in Texas, and that's the only other place I've seen armadillos was down in Texas. So now, Don, I can say watch out for the coyotes. All right. So they usually roll up in a ball if you're too near. Yeah, this one didn't roll up in a ball. He was he knew I was there, and he kind of turned around and said, okay, I don't really want it, but they don't run anywhere. They just kind of waddle. And he just kind of turned around and waddled back out of it was nighttime. So there was no getting video or anything of it, but they can carry rabies. Yeah, Miss Pearl says. Yeah, I think any animal can. I was not going to pet this thing. I am not going to pet it. So I did have something else though. This is at the Thousand Trails where I was at. Let's see if I can find it. Another critter that I'm gonna have to get used to. And yeah, let's see. Throw that up there. And normally these little guys don't bother me much. ladybugs, I've seen them all over. But what happens when their buddies come to join them? There are a whole bunch of them all over the coach. And I don't mind one or two, but yeah, they getting a little out of hand here. And they're kind of creepy when they get inside. And guys, I still have those little buggers inside. They gather up at night into little corners and pockets, and they've gathered around the openings to the doors, around the jams, and that's where they stay for the night. And then during the day, they come out. And yeah. Armadillo meat is actually good. Tastes like chicken. Can you really eat those things? You no, really? I I don't know. I would probably try one. I don't know. Don is my go-to on this. Can you eat an armadillo? Well, Tom will take your word for it. Yeah, no, we're gonna we'll have to. I don't. Everything tastes like chicken in the South. Don't I will say, don't trust Tom. I don't think so. See, don't. Yeah, don't. No, I would trust Don. Don's been around those darn things, so I don't know what. I just leave them alone. They're cute and all. That it didn't growl at me. It didn't do anything. It was only 5 feet away, and yeah. Place kicked one balled up out of my camp in Missouri. It was messing with my dog. Is that right? There you go. Yeah. Arm. Okay, wait a minute. We've got some Google here. Commonly eaten in places where armadillos are. During the Great Depression, armadillos were common food source for people in need. No kidding. Okay. Alexa says it tastes good. I did not know that. I did not know that. So I will keep that in mind. If I see one, we're getting in the South. I love Southern food. I love Cajun food. So if I see armadillo, I'm definitely going to record it. So what did I do about the bedded greasy? I don't know. I'll what do you do about the ladybugs though? I did come up with a solution, guys, so pay attention. This worked. All right, because the video really doesn't capture how many there were, and if there weren't thousands, there were hundreds all over the coach, and had to come. Tom is the only one around during depression, so I take his word. Oh, there it is. All right, let's see if we can throw this up. Here's your solution. Okay, I used the rappel. Just kind of went around the door jambs and places, put some rappel on there. Normally I use this for mosquitoes, but apparently ladybugs don't like it either, and I'm good with that. So, but we do have clouds rolling in. Oh, and I've got a job to do. I've got to go and see if I can figure out someplace to have the live tonight. I see somebody rolled in. Probably the first person I've seen come in all week. It has been very quiet here. I'm not going to say it's been bad. I've never been to 1,000 trails that's had so few people. Got one person over there, one person over there. There's another one over there. That's been it for the week. So surprising, very surprising. I've never seen 1,000 trails so quiet, but I need to see if one thing there isn't here is I've still got ladybugs flying trying to get to me. Maybe I need to put that stuff on me. I've got to have a live tonight, and there is not enough signal here. I have about 1 bar of T-Mobile, 1 bar of AT&T, and that's with the booster on. And it has been working okay for internet, for watching Netflix, things like that, but I can't pull a live off here. So I'm going to go down to the lodge and see if they've got enough internet to pull off some internet to pull off the live here. All right, hang on, guys. Grab my stuff. There you go. Yeah, not ladybugs. You're absolutely right. I didn't know what Asian lady beetles were, but Bill's got it right there. And the Asian lady beetles actually bite. And I had to look that up because I did not get bit but Miss Bonnie got bit, and I had to look it up because I said ladybugs don't bite. Well, actually, Asian lady beetles do, and they're an invasive species that was brought in back in 1919, I guess, somewhere early in the century, and they have continued to proliferate, and you might say so. They're still around, and yes, those do bite. So is the TT Park closed seasonally? No, it actually is open all year long, and I don't see too many of these parks closing. So I think we're far enough south now that they're open pretty much all year long. And it's off season. I don't know. Not sure. So yes, they do bite, and I have been bitten by one. Yeah, the Asian now the regular ladybugs don't bite, but those Asian lady beetles do. So yeah, there it is. Just to answer Bob right there. Remember those days. Yeah. Hey, there's Mr. Gary right there. We're done talking bad about you, Gary, so glad you're here. So yeah, it was so once I sprayed that around the door jambs, that repel, it did keep them from getting any more of them into the coach. But I rolled here yesterday or the day before yesterday now, and I still have probably a half dozen of the little buggers still wandering around inside the coach. So we almost had a meetup. Yeah, we talked about that a little bit, but we were still quite a distance, and I don't even know how you travel, Gary. I looked at you on the map today, and you were already to damn near to Atlanta. So good on you guys, but sorry I missed you. And we thought about it briefly. It's like, well, man, I could drive over, but the route that you guys were taking was just too far. I thought, no matter where I go, it's still 125 miles to get to where you guys were at. So I think that's as close as we got to each other. But I like the thought anyway. I do like the thought. Um, Oh my gosh. Let's see. We're past Atlanta now. Tomorrow landed that. Oh, there's my gremlin. There we go. There's my gremlin. Not sure what I'm gonna do on the washer dryer situation. I kind of swore to myself that because of the washer dryer is getting old enough, I've thought about getting a newer, updated washer dryer in, and I guess I'm going to have to decide that because I've got a couple of logistic problems getting a new washer dryer in. My washer dryer is in the back bedroom, and you have to go by the refrigerator. Well, the refrigerator does protrude out about 6 inches, 4 of those inches being in the way of possibly getting a new washer in. So I have to decide whether I'd want to remove the doors on the refrigerator to get a washer dryer in. It sure would be nice having a new washer dryer in. So I haven't decided what I'm going to do on that, but yeah, I'll keep you informed. I'll let you know. I should have an answer which way I'm going to go with that by next week. So maybe I'll have an update. So is the washer dryer world? No, it's actually the Splendid 2100, I believe it is. So, and I think that was a 2.1 cubic foot. It has been a great washer for me, and I have done more loads of laundry in that darn thing. I just use mine to death. But if I were to get another one that will fit in the same spot, I can get up to 2.7 cubic feet, so a little bit larger, a little bit more user controls, and so do I fix the one I've got, or do I just go ahead and make it happen and put a new one in? So it's all going to be dependent on whether I can get it past the refrigerator doors going back to the back bedroom there, and I'll have to make that decision. So everybody says, yeah, and it makes it work. I can say that Whirlpool, GE, there are some good models out there. I had never heard of Splendide or Splendid when I first started getting around RVs, but that seemed to be the most common. And now I think you can find them in LG and Samsung and GE, Whirlpool. Everybody kind of makes one. They range from sizes that are all larger than the one I've got, and generally 2.4 to 2.7 is the largest you can get now. So yeah, there you go. There we put a new washer dryer in of it, and so do I. Yeah, I would like to hear what you got, Bob. That is always good information if somebody is liking what they got. So it might help the decision making process. So sounds like a lot of work either way. Yeah. Yep. Yep. I can say that I have repaired that Splendid a few times. I've had some things that have broken on it over the years, and some things that I ran a screw right through. That was my own dumb fault. But I was trying to. One of those repairs was a $200 control board, and I was trying to secure the washer because it kept moving around, and I was trying to put a bracket at the bottom of it, and I ran a screw through the bracket into the side of the bottom of the washer, just like I had seen them do at Beaver Coaches 100 times before. Unfortunately, that one space, and it was only about 3 inches of the bottom of that is where you could hit it. It dead centered the control board that runs the washing machine. When I ran that screw through, I destroyed that control board. I don't know if I ever actually put it out on the on the channel, but yeah, that was an oops, and that was my own dumb fault. But other than that, I've had really good luck with that Splendid, so I wouldn't be opposed to getting another one. Only problem is uh, they they don't go up. I think I have the largest one you can get in the Splendid. So and it's okay, you got the newer version of the Splendid. It's bigger and easier to operate, less wrinkles. That is really what I'm looking for right there, because I have a terrible wrinkle problem. You guys ever seen what I'm wearing? And if it's a t-shirt especially, there's a reason why that thing is wrinkled. So but I'll tell you what, so many people pull those washer dryers out, and I just love mine. I couldn't imagine life without it. So when it does break down, I am automatically contemplating either fixing it or replacing it. Absolutely. So Bead Trapper just came in. Glad to have you guys here. So WCRV Adventures is saying, well, guessing you'll find a way to fix what you have. I do know how to fix it. I am not an appliance repair guy, but I have fixed enough on that thing that I know exactly what has gone wrong with it, and I really have to decide if I'm going to go ahead and put a new unit in. They are shiny, guys. I like shiny things, and they've got lots of beepy, buttony, digital, all those things that make me nervous that there's one more thing that can break. But yeah, I get some help. Yeah, that's a true story right there. They weigh about 150, 160 pounds. And that's another part of the logistics of fixing that. So, the door switch, I just slam it hard and it seems to work. Also, power, one of my repairs that I went in, Gary, and I encourage you to look it up and think about doing it because it made life so much easier. That door switch is bypassable. You can bypass that door switch, and I believe it was just connecting to 2 wires that are on the door switch. Yes, you can open up the washer when the washer is running past that point, but I have never regretted bypassing that door switch. And it allows, because when that door switch was it locks up the door and keeps you from opening that thing up, so you can just throw something else in. I hated it. So in fact, I broke the handle on the washer dryer once, just from trying to open that door. And yeah, so look into that, Gary. If you ever get into that thing and you're working on it, you might as well go after that door switch and just deactivate that darn thing. So not thinking, yeah, I don't think I'd be sorry getting a new model either. So does the new one go through the front door? Yeah, they will go through the front door. They're 24 inches wide, and 24 inches will fit in there. I had an older model in the coach originally when I first got it. That got and it got replaced with a newer, larger model, the 2100, which I have loved ever since. But now I'd really like to get another one. And yes, to answer your question, it will go through the door. These 24-inch washers will, absolutely. So unlike the refrigerator, which I had to go through the window on. So if you remember that, you always have that your side windows on those big coaches, you can go through the side window. They're not hard to get those windows out. You just have to reset them, reseal them. So I'm not afraid to do it. I've done it before. Good question though, Don. Yeah. Oh, you were looking for the control boards. Yeah, it's been years. It has actually been years since I replaced that control board. When I found mine, it wasn't all that hard to find, but that was years ago. So yeah, that's another thing. As these models get older, a lot of the parts are obsolete. So yeah, I don't think in this case, this one is actually the pump that pumps the water out. And I think I could probably still come up with that pump for probably an $80 bill. So again, I have to weigh the pros and cons of repairing it versus replacing it. So yeah, I kind of agree with you there, but I kind of disagree with you there, Gary, because I use all the buttons on my microwave, and I wish it actually had a few more that I don't see on more modern microwaves. But I just replaced that microwave not too long ago, and even the new one doesn't have any more bells or features than the old microwave that I pulled out of there. So more than a start button, I need more than a start button. I use a lot of the options on mine, I will admit. Bob, you did not. You did not make Miss Pearl bring in the new bring the new one through the door on a dolly. She's a Bob. Pearl, I am so sorry. I'm so sorry. Oh, I am so sorry. I don't even know. I don't even know what we're gonna do with you, Bob. That's bad. All right, guys. It is the top of the hour. I didn't even think I was going to make it this far. I figured the gremlins were going to stop me and keep me before. I have more video. I have the St. Louis Arch, and I have fried chicken. Guys, I need to learn and up my game on fried chicken. Did St. Louis barbecue with Miss Bonnie. And I can tell you, I won't tell you because there's a winner and a loser out of that deal. And I can tell you which one I prefer, but I'll wait till the video when I can have it ready. But also did fried chicken with Miss Bonnie in Memphis, as a matter of fact. Let me see if I can find that video really quick. Memphis was a lot of fun. Went and saw, and let's go right there. Is that the one? That's the one right there. Let's show you a couple of these videos. It was kind of fun getting around there. This is the wall around Elvis Presley's Graceland right there. And when Elvis lived there, he tried to keep that wall clean of all the graffiti. And they have since kind of let it go now to be a memorial for him. Millions and millions of signatures on the wall. It was added to the National Historic Register. Seems they can't quite keep even the graffiti off. Yeah, Speed Trapper, Natchez Trace, absolutely. Yeah, I've got other video. Let's see if I've got another one. Which one was that? 6509. There we go. That it's covered in plastic, both sides. Can't even read it anymore. Can't make out what it says. Underneath. That was kind of fun. Did a little bit of that. Did the St. Louis Arch in St. Louis, and even accidentally drove into Illinois trying to get to it. So you know what? We'll see if I can't have some of those videos ready for you next week. Next week is open mic night, and invite you guys to join me. And it'll be right here. We're going to be right here at Natchez Trace, Thousand Trails, where I'm at now. Right now, I'm boondocking at a free campground at Lewis Meriwether State Park or National Park, one or the other. Beautiful campground. It is a free 14-day stay per year. Says that on the sign. I'm gonna see if I can't film that, but it's a beautiful campground, and definitely worth the stay there while I wait before I can get into Thousand Trails, and that will be coming up this week. So Bead Trapper, you came in late. Are you at Natchez Trace? Yes, absolutely. Steep hill. One of the things that I did driving over here today, because it's the first time. I'm only about 7-8 miles away, guys. There is an 11-foot bridge that you have to go under to get over here, and I am definitely going to have to look it up. I'm glad that I pre-drove it, and going to have to look it up on how you can get a coach in here, because I am 12'6", and I am not going to fit underneath an 11-foot bridge. So oh my gosh. I'm going to give Bob Next Exit the last word of the night right there. It is so good to be back and see everybody here. And we will see you guys next week. We're running a little bit over time, but so we're going to wrap this one up. All of my happy hour is practically gone too. So it's time to go. So Pearl does not know, Bob. What? No. It is good to be back. Glad to see you guys. We will see you guys next week. Live life full time. Next week is open mic night. Hopefully get you on here. It'll be nice to catch up with everybody, and you can join us then. Bye, gremlins. There we go. Wish the gremlins away for me. I'm telling you. Good night, everybody. Bye-bye. No more gremlins. No.